one of the harder things was the fact that as an actor in school, you're always taught to never judge your characters. Like you have to have a clean slate for them in order to do them well and to do them justice. And so that was a really interesting dynamic. And it was definitely, the finale was probably the hardest one for me to do.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm so excited to talk about this show because
Yay.
I went in blind and I was blown away.
Okay, good.
So, first and foremost, though, I'm just so curious. Who is your Nija in real life? Who do you stand? Who do you love?
You know what's so funny? It's so funny that I would play this role because I've never really, I don't stand. Like my first concert ever was in 2018. Like I
Yeah.
really don't, like, I don't follow that much. Maybe when I was younger, when I was like 10, 11, I loved Aaliyah. So she was all up on my walls. But, but no, Michael Jackson, I loved him too. But again, like, I don't even think I had the capacity to think I could actually see this person. Wasn't like, Mom, can I go to a
Yeah.
Michael concert? It never crossed my mind.
I feel that. And it's so crazy, though, because I feel like it has become so prevalent in society these days.
Yeah.
Fandom is this huge beast when it comes to music, but also with film and television, like just stars
Yeah.
in general. So have you ever had that experience as an actor? Have you ever had like a moment where you see a fan and it toes that line of adoration and creepiness?
No, not yet. Everybody's pretty respectful and kind, and sometimes they'll be like, "Oh, I didn't want to say nothing because I don't want to interrupt your day." They're very nice like that. So, no, I haven't had that.
I love Dre as a character. She's a bit of a cipher.
Yeah.
Her personality is kind of filtered through this love she has for Marissa and for Nija.
Yeah.
So I was curious, did you kind of build the backstory for her? What can you maybe tell me about her that I maybe wouldn't have gleaned from watching the show myself?
Yeah, you know what? Normally for all of my characters, I usually journal and I'm very psychological with how I approach them. But with her, I couldn't because I didn't understand her on paper really. It wasn't something I could prep for in advance. I had to actually just be present and allow her to like kind of show me who she was in the moments. I started learning about repressed memories and how when things are so traumatic in your life that sometimes you can't even remember it. And I often equate that to Dres Process and saying that, later on in the series is a story that she tells and you kind of believe it, but then you hear it again and you're like, oh, that not the story? And I feel like Dre has so many repressed memories from the trauma that she's experienced growing up that she even repressed them from me. And so I don't even have access to it. And I think maybe that's kind of how the creatives wanted it to be, because whatever you think about Dre, it's okay. And whatever somebody else thinks about Dre, it's okay.
Of course. Yeah. I'm very curious to see where her journey is going to go. Like I said, I only saw the first two episodes, but is there anything that you can tease about the rest of the season? Maybe in like 4 or 5 words max.
I don't know. Like, I think it's definitely shocking. I think for me, one of the harder things was the fact that as an actor in school, you're always taught to never judge your characters. Like you have to have a clean slate for them in order to do them well and to do them justice. And so that was a really interesting dynamic. And it was definitely, the finale was probably the hardest one for me to do. That was really, really hard. That was really hard. So,
okay.
But yeah, so now I teased the fact that the finale was hard. So watch through to the finale.
I will. And then for my last question, you've got another exciting project coming up in the Transformers movie.
Yes.
So I'm just curious, what can you tell us about your character or how it's different from the franchise? It looks so crazy.
Yeah, I'm excited. Well, I'm excited because my character's from Brooklyn and I'm from Brooklyn. And I think we never had that Brooklyn juice, and Anthony's from Brooklyn. We never had that Brooklyn juice meet like the Autobots. I think that's kind of fire. And that's going to be interesting to watch.
Awesome. Well, yeah, I can't wait to see that. Can't wait to see the rest of Swarm. That is my time today. Thank you so much for your time. It was a pleasure speaking with you.